Once upon a time, there was a movie called Rocky. And in this movie, it was Rocky and I think it was Apollo Creed, actually. And in this movie, Rocky was in a moment of despair. He was fighting and he was wrestling with himself, trying to get to the other side. And Apollo Creed said to him, he said, "Rocky, what is wrong with you?" At this time, Sylvester Stallone, a.k.a. Rocky was tired. Sylvester was tired. Adrian was right there. He was giving his best. He was fighting for his life, for the title. And he says to Apollo, I'm giving it all I got. I'll get to it tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to do it tomorrow. And Apollo looked at him. He said, "There is no tomorrow, Rocky. There is no tomorrow." And in that moment, I didn't know what that meant. That sounded really good. And I gave it a little bit of thought. I'm like, what does he mean by there is no tomorrow? I mean, there is a tomorrow. Tomorrow comes after today, right? That's what I thought. And then I looked at it. I looked at it a little bit closer. And I looked at what time really means and what we have created in our minds, the process of time. And I want us to look at this together. I don't want you to take my word for it. As we uncover, as we discover what time really is there a tomorrow, right? Does that even exist? Let's discover it together. So when you and I, when one goes to sleep at night, right? Is there an ending of time? Meaning, does life as we know it stop when we go to sleep? Like the earth, does this time just die off when we go to sleep? The answer is no. Time does not stop when we go to sleep. We are not a part of the conscious moment when we're sleeping. But does time stop because we're sleeping? Think about that for a second. Think about what I just said to you. Does time stop when I'm sleeping? So I'm asleep. There are people working even when I'm asleep. So the whole notion of 24 hours, the whole notion of tomorrow, the idea that one day you'll get to it, I got a surprise celebration for you. You don't have to wait until the day of today. You don't have to wait until some imaginary time to get to your goals or get to the rest of your life. Tomorrow doesn't even exist because today never stops. Time is never ending. I have a celebration for you today. The day you're waiting on never shows up because it's always today. There is no tomorrow because time never stops. In order for there to be a tomorrow, there would have to be a stoppage of the time that we're currently in. So if there hasn't been a time where time has stopped, where does tomorrow get to come in? If time never ceases to stop, how is there a tomorrow? Let's discover that together. If time never stops, how is there a tomorrow? How is it tomorrow? How is it tomorrow? How? When did time cease? Something would have to end for something else to continue. So the illusion of I'll stop eating bad tomorrow. I'll stop being mean tomorrow. I'll treat my husband better tomorrow. I'll treat my wife better tomorrow. I'll start my diet tomorrow. I'll start exercising tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. It's always today. It's always right now. Our minds have created the illusion of tomorrow to give us separation, to give us a sense of we'll get to it later. We call it kicking the can down the road. When does time stop? So this notion that one day you will do this and you will do that must stop immediately. One must see the reality of the timeless now. And stop giving yourself anxiety about a future that doesn't even exist because it always shows up right now. Since time never stops, let's get to it. You see, creating a tomorrow allows us to waste endless time. It's almost like a little game of catch you later. I'll catch my problems later. I'll get to my problems later. Later never happens. There is no tomorrow. And when you realize that, you'll stop playing with your life. One will stop playing with time. One will stop treating this as if there's a tomorrow. There's a redo. Just because you go to sleep doesn't mean you... Listen, there's no redo. We're just doing it. You can try it again if you failed, but it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. And I think that's a celebratory moment for us, for all of us, to realize that time is now. I don't have to wait on my dreams. I don't have to wait to go after it. Whew. I don't have to wait for some perfect moment that always shows up right now. I can get to it today. You can get to it today. One can get to it today. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that exciting to know that there is no tomorrow and I can just start today? Unless you don't want to really get... See, what I just said could either do one or two things. You're either really excited that you get to go and achieve your goals and dreams. You don't have to wait on some illusory time that doesn't exist. Or what I just said scares the hell out of you. Because you realize you've been putting something off. You've been putting everything off for a time that won't even happen. I don't know if I'm talking to anyone. Have you been putting stuff off for tomorrow? And realizing that you've been wasting a little bit of time? It's okay. I don't want you, if you find yourself, as I'm saying this, your mind is opening up saying, how much stuff have I pushed to the side and I put a tomorrow tag on it? I want you to think about this right now. Take some time. And in your mind, think about how many tags in your life have the word tomorrow on it. How many goals, how many dreams, how many aspirations have the tag on it that says tomorrow? In your mind, this is a great exercise. In your mind, I want you to take every goal, every dream that you have, right? Slowly, one by one, put it on a sheet of paper. And you can put today. Today. Not tomorrow. Today I'm going to. Today I will. We're not gonna wait on something that doesn't even exist. Tomorrow is not even real. Today's real. Because today never stops. Today's now. The present's now. The future is now. The past, when you bring it in, you have to look at it right now. That's the funniest. And it's funny, like when we realize we're just a bundle of memories. All we do in our minds throughout the day is recycle and regurgitate the things that have happened in our lives. There's not a lot of room for new stuff to get in because the old memories are really filled up in our minds. So it's hard to look at the now when your mind is so cluttered with the past. The present moment has no room. Your past is so big. There's no room for now. Think about what I just said. Is your past so big in your mind that there's no room for right now? The past is so big in your mind that there is no room for right now. It's time to declutter. Meditation, mindfulness, these things help create. You know what meditation does? Imagine your mind with all of the past memories. Okay? This is what meditation is. Watch this. Watch this. This is so beautiful. Watch this. Everyone pay attention. This is really good. Your mind, this is what meditation does. This is what meditation does to the mind. Imagine all of your past memories sitting in your memory bank of your mind, right? And what meditation does, let's just say you got a 15-minute increment. Let's just say you got 100 past memories in your mind, right? Every 15-minute meditation, what you're doing is you're taking each one of those memories and you're pushing it to the side. 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 Every time you separate yourself from your past, you give the space for the present moment. But when you don't create space between you and your past memories, there is no room for the present moment. It can't breathe. Your past is suffocating the present moment. One's past is suffocating the present moment. One must realize, I've been saying you guys, you all. I do apologize. Please forgive me for saying you. I'm working on that. One must realize that the past is suffocating the mind. Think about it. Don't take my word for it. Look at your daily thoughts as you think about what you thought about the last 10 minutes ago. Was it something you thought about yesterday? What you thought about 10 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, was it something you thought about yesterday? It's a great question, right? Why am I asking you, did you think something 10, 20, 30, an hour ago that you thought yesterday? Because your mind can't have space for the present moment because it's constantly re-getting the old information and bringing it to the present moment as if that is the reality in which you should be living. So instead of you seeing the trees, the birds, feeling the air, you know what you're doing? You know what one is doing? One is constantly remembering the patterns of the past, things that didn't work, memories of happiness, things that were exciting, things that were scary. And the present moment doesn't even exist. Doesn't even exist. One is so trapped in the mind, right? The past seems so real. It seems so real. It's like the highlight reels of your life. And instead of, this is how the mind is tricky, right? Instead of one being focused in the present, one is watching the highlight reels of the past. I'm going to say that again. And instead of one being present in the current moment, one is attached to the highlight reels of the past. So imagine just sitting somewhere, being somewhere, and instead of being in that moment, instead of being present, somebody knows what I'm talking about, you're somewhere else. You're in your car, but you're thinking about tomorrow. The past is suffocating the present moment, right? So it doesn't give you room to grow. It doesn't give yourself, it doesn't give oneself room for newness, to see things afresh, anew. For wives, when was the last time you looked at your husband for the first time? Husbands, when was the last time you looked at your wife for the first time? Not as the memory of her, not as the memory of him, but when did you look at him for the first time? When did you look at her for the first time again? Not bringing in the past, not bringing everything she's ever done, not bringing in everything he's ever done, but looking at them wholly as they are right in front of you, not bringing in the past. This is what the mind does, right? Mind is a tricky little devil. So there is no tomorrow, right? Everything is right now. When I heard this, when I got it, it took me a day to just sit on that. I'm like, wait a minute. When I go to sleep, that doesn't mean time stops. Why are we walking around talking about tomorrow? Are we silly? Are we being silly? Is one foolish? When does time stop? Let's be real. Tomorrow? When did today end? Because I didn't go, when I went to sleep, somebody else is awake. They stayed up all night. Tomorrow. Oh man. I have to laugh at it now. How silly we are. Tomorrow. Oh man. Take charge now that you have this powerful information. Now that you understand that everything is right now. Everything is right now. The power, you don't have to wait for power. Your power is right now, because you can't wait to some moment that won't ever come. The moment is right now. It'll come tomorrow. Sorry, I almost said tomorrow. It'll come up again later today. Now, instead of saying tomorrow, we'll just say later today. Oh, that's so much better, isn't it? Isn't that so much more intelligent to say later today? So if I see someone, I'll say, hey, I'll see you later today, because there is no tomorrow. I'll see you later today, later on. So we can stop saying that word now. We can just remove that from the vocabulary. I'll see you later today, later on. But there's no reason for us to say, I'm going to see you tomorrow. There's no reason, because there is no tomorrow. It's only today. And today, and today, and today, and today, and today. I know, right? Oh, man. Whew, this is good. So, like, share, follow the podcast. Apple, YouTube, Spotify. We're on video. We're on audio. We're everywhere. Google Cast, Amazon, Apple, YouTube, TikTok. Check us out. Spiritual Talks with Gerald. There is no tomorrow. Let's go today. Come on, everybody. Let's go today, because there's no tomorrow. Let's stop playing. Let's go. That's exciting. There's no more waiting around. We don't have to wait for anything. Let's go. Until next time, namaste. I will see you guys soon.